Alrighty guys, so I got 10 more tips for you that I wish I knew sooner for Sons of the Forest, and I don't want to waste any of your time, so let's get right to the first tip, which that would be making a fast travel system in your Sons of the Forest world. What I mean by that is by setting up a zipline system that goes anywhere that you like to go. So I have one set up going to the 3D printer cave. I have one going to multiple different camps that I get resources from, and it is just the best thing ever. And it's the best way of getting around your world, by like hands down. Like I have my two bases linked up, my floating base and my regular base here, and it's just the best thing ever. I couldn't play this game now that I have them without them. But I have this is like the central hub right here, and this is zipline right here, goes down to the camp by the shore down there, and then this one heads over to the 3D printer cave, and then over to another camp where I get more resources, and it's just the best thing ever. Like if there's ever something that you really should build in this game, it's 100% this. It's amazing. But in this video, I'm not going to show you how to do it. It is pretty simple, but I do just so happen to have a video solely dedicated to a fast travel zipline system, which I will link at the end of this one, and I'll also put it in the description if you want to go there right now. So yeah, that is the first tip. All right, so for this next tip, there are some minor spoilers, so if you don't want any spoilers, just skip past this tip. But you can use this cross right here to burn the demons that you find at the end game cave, like the lava cave. The demons and weird enemies that you find in there, you can burn with this cross, and I'll put a video of someone doing it up on screen. So yeah, I didn't know you could do this. It's probably really helpful, especially if you run out of ammo, because the enemies in that cave are pretty hard to kill. But yeah, you can burn the demons in the lava cave with this cross. But yeah. All right, now this next tip is one that I only recently found out, and that is that you can have Kelvin here pick up radios for you. If you can just bring him to any cannibal camp that has a radio by it, or just a regular camp, you can walk up to him and tell him to get a radio, and then you can even have him follow you around, so that way you have music playing no matter where you're at. Or you can have him drop it at your camp, so that way you have a radio at your camp. We just have him we'll have him follow me with a radio, and then you'll see he'll head on over to a radio and pick it on up. Go ahead. Oh. Okay, there we go. Now we have just Kevin following us around with a radio, and yeah, we can turn it on too if it's not playing any music. There we go. And yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool that we can have him follow us around with a radio. All right, now I might as well cover another tip for these cannibal camps while I'm here, and that is that you see these wooden crates right here. You can actually open these just by whacking them, and they sometimes have cloth in them, rope. I've seen them have like some duct tape in them and all that stuff. But yeah, it's just another way to get resources at these cannibal camps that I didn't know you could do until yesterday, actually. So yeah. All right, now this next tip is that you can actually eat raw meat and rotten meat as well too. I don't have any on me right now, but if you kill a deer, if you kill a turtle or anything that gives you meat, you can eat the raw meat and it will replenish some of your hunger. And you can also eat rotten meat, although keep in mind that cooked meat will replenish way more of your hunger than rotten meat or raw meat will. So yeah, a kind of a weird feature that you can eat raw meat and rotten meat, but hey, it's pretty cool. All right, now my next tip is that you should ignore cannibals your first couple of days of playing Sons of the Forest, because when you start getting more aggressive with them, they will get more aggressive with you and start trying to destroy your builds, and they'll come in larger groups to your builds, and they will just in general be more aggressive towards you if you are more aggressive towards them. So yeah, just ignore them. If you see one, just run away from them. All right, now this next tip is a very helpful tip here, and that is that when you're running around with just your GPS in your hand, you'll notice that it really wobbles around quite a bit, and it's kind of hard to look at. But if you just simply hold something in your hand, it holds the GPS perfectly still. So I don't know, that's a really helpful tip when you're exploring around. And yeah, there you go. Now you know. All right, now this next tip might seem kind of obvious, and that is that you can switch arrow types with any kind of bow by just looking at the ground and pressing R. Now, why is this important? Well, I thought that with a crafted bow like the one I have in my hand right now, I thought you can only use stone arrows, which is the arrows that I got in here right now. But no, you can use any kind of arrow you want with a crafted bow. I did not know this. I thought you could only use stone arrows. So yeah, now you know. You can use any kind of arrows you want. But yeah, someone mentioned this in one of my previous videos, and I was like, oh my goodness. You gotta be freaking kidding me. But nope, you can use any kind of arrows you want with any kind of bow. Except for the crossbow. You can only use crossbow bolts, I believe, with that bow. But yeah. Alright, now the next tip is that Kevin actually will have situational commands, which are commands that he will only have when you're near something that he can do. So for example, when you're by a radio, you can tell him to pick up a radio. And another one is that when you're by a river, you can tell him, you can tell him to, let's see, get fish. You can tell him to fish for you. Or another one is when you're by a blueprint to build. Come on, how do we get out of this? There we go. When you're by a blueprint to build, I believe you can tell him to help you with that build or finish the build for you. But yeah, anytime you're near something new, just check Kelvin's commands and see if you can help you do something. So yeah. All right, now my last tip is that when you kill a mutant like this, or any kind of mutant, don't forget to loot it to get the creepy armor from it. Don't just like leave it sitting on the ground, unless you're full on creepy armor. In that case, you can leave them. But yeah, you can get creepy armor from any of these mutants. So just don't forget to loot it, because creepy armor is one of the best armors in the game. So yeah, now you know. Wait, hold on, I got one more tip for you here, and that is that different outfits that you have on your inventory will actually give you some buffs and debuffs. So a good example would be the winter jacket here. As you can see with the stats, it is going to give you more resistance to the cold. Another really good one is that this one's kind of obvious, but then this next one's not as obvious. The wetsuit, which I don't actually have on me here, that's in one of the caves. I believe it's in the shovel cave, or the cave where you find the shovel. I think it's like halfway through the cave. But the wetsuit will actually make you swim faster in water, but it will make you much slower on land because you're wearing flippers. So yeah, make sure you take advantage of the different outfits that you have, and also keep in mind that you can give Kevin and Virginia different outfits, which I don't actually know where Kevin's at right now. But you can walk up to him and hold E, and you can give him different outfits. You might have noticed earlier in the video that he was wearing a white tuxedo, and I can also give him these pink pajamas here. I can give him those to wear too. But yeah, that is about it though. Now let's go back to the outro. But yeah, that is 10 tips that I wish I knew sooner in Sons of the Forest. And keep an eye out for another one of these videos in the future, because as I play the game more, I'll find more helpful tips that I wish I knew sooner. So yeah, if you got any value out this video, I'd really appreciate if you would drop a like down below. I'd really appreciate that. And if you want to see more content like this, get subscribed, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace. Oh, geez. Oh, thank you, Virginia.